Yes, my friends and movie maniacs, we are continuing our special series of reviews of the films of the Godzilla franchise. Oh, I'm so excited. And yeah, we're going to start off with number 2 in the franchise. It is Godzilla Raids Again from 1955. Yes, this film brought out, I believe, just 6 months after the release of the original Godzilla. They're trying to cash in on the hype. It's a classic cash grab. Only this time around, Godzilla Raids Again is directed by Motoyoshi Oda. And we get the story of Tsukiyoka and Kobayashi. They're 2 pilots for a Japanese shipping fleet. They're spotters. And while on a mission flying around, they end up spotting 2 gigantic creatures fighting. One of them is our pal Godzilla, and the other one is Anguillus, who is an irradiated ankylosaurus. Well, during the fight, a crash occurs, and we see how Kobayashi and Tsukiyoka try to help each other out. Meanwhile, the 2 lizards have taken their fight to Osaka, and we see how the humans are trying to survive in hopes that the 2 lizards will duke it out, someone will win, and get away before Osaka is leveled. This film is an interesting follow-up to the first one, because the first one was dark, it was meaty, it was scary, it was really on the edge of your seat, tension filled. There's a lot of elements going on in the first one. This one felt a little bit more like Monster of the Month, and a little bit lighter than the first one, and I think that they did that on purpose. They're trying to appeal to a slightly different crowd. People seem to like their sci-fi monster films a little bit lighter at the time, and so that's what this film does. So it's a little bit of a drastic contrast from watching this one to watching the original, watching them back to back. Very different in tone. Now, as far as the Godzilla goes, he looks cool. I still liked how he looked in the suit. He's not quite as scary as in the first one, but still showing he can kick some butt with the Anguillus character, though they're fighting in this one. You can tell they're still trying to feel out how to do this. I felt with this because the fighting really was kind of like that first match in WCW after WWE bought them. Not quite as bad as that. I believe that was the Buff Bagwell and Booker T fight. And not quite that bad, but you could tell there weren't as many nifty moves and such, and the way the camera work was kind of odd. Though the sped up camera, I guess, was because of a mistake, but they liked that style so much that they kept with it. Now, the miniatures still look good, and the special effects for the time, yeah, I think they still were decent here, though we don't get a light-up spine for Godzilla. His fins don't light up in this when he does his atomic breath, though we do still get the atomic breath. And it is great seeing another creature and seeing him go head-to-head, something we will be seeing many times over the course of this franchise. As far as the performances go, we get to see Takashi Shimura again as his Dr. Yamain, though he's got a different daughter this time, Hideme Yamaji, and yeah, it's interesting, they mixed up the cast a little bit. Now, Kobayashi was played by Miro Shiaki, and Hiroshi Kozumi, who plays the Tsukiyoka character, he actually shows up in 4 Showa-era films altogether. 1 in the Heisei era, and I hope I pronounced that right, and 1 in the Millennium. So he does show up later on, doesn't get too far away from the big lizard in different roles. And yeah, for me though, Godzilla Raids Again, it felt like it was not quite as strong for me. I know others may have enjoyed it more, but for me, I liked the first one better, though this one was also more critically acclaimed than the original. For me, I like the original more than this one. I got a little bored with this one at times, and I think it felt a little rushed. You could tell they were just kind of forcing things, and so I'm glad they give some time to breathe before the 3rd film in the franchise, which we will cover next time on our special series here. So stay tuned as we cover the 3rd Godzilla film, King Kong vs. Godzilla. That will be next time on our special Godzilla franchise episodes. Please check out our Patreon if you haven't already. What do you think of Godzilla Raids Again? Do you think this was better than the first one? Did you enjoy it more? Or do you think it also was lacking and is the lesser of the 2? Love to hear your constructive thoughts on it. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, remember, keep that ticket stub.